Hey guys, what's going on? We got another amazing show today. We got Michael with his incredible hairstyle going on today. We're going to be talking about $34 billion secret, which, by the way, that's a big number. Lots of zeros. And this is really how it's going to change the real estate business with AI. Michael's going to go deep with us on this one. So, without ado, Mr. Michael Phelan, the legend, the myth, the master, the legend. How are you?
Good, Greg. Good morning. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my hair today. My wife said she had extra stuff on her hands and she put the stuff in my hair. And now every time I run my hands through it, which I do all the time. Anyway, good to see you here.
I have so many jokes for that.
I know. But we won't go there. Hey, everybody, it's great to be here again, and I am super excited. Greg is talking about numbers, which I absolutely love. And I just wanted to give you some more numbers, Greg, because
tell me more.
Before we get into this $34 billion secret, it's not really that much of a secret. $34 billion is out there. But did you know, Greg, that right now, in ChatGPT, there are 2.5 billion prompts being entered every day.
In all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly did not know that number.
Okay, 330 of them are in the United States, which basically means that there is one prompt for every American every single day. Okay. And folks, we are just talking about ChatGPT. This does not include Gemini, Claude, Grok, and every other AI tool out there. 2.5 billion prompts every day.
So let me, for someone who doesn't know this, when it comes down to the prompts, is that like, can I go to Starbucks? Is it like, what's the fastest way to get to Stacy's house? Is it,
no. A prompt is rewrite this or do that. I mean, you're not talking about a Google search. And by the way, these numbers that we're talking about are now catching up with Google. So those Google search that you've been typing in, how do I get to, the nearest Denny's? Those things are slowly being replaced by AI, and people are making queries in different ways by writing prompts. So if you are using AI, you are one of these 2.5 billion prompts, assuming you're using ChatGPT, because the other numbers stack on top of that. You are one of those people that are creating those prompts. You are building the future of what technology is as we know it.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so let's say I go to Tupelo, Mississippi. I think that's a place, but I'm not sure. And I want to get a burrito. Would you put it into chat or would you go to Google?
I would go to Google. Most people are going to go to Google.
Go to Google. Okay.
Right, because that's a search. That's not a query. A query is going to be something you couldn't put into Google, such as, I just received information from my attorney that says I need to show up in court on this day. Write me a response to this letter that tells him I am unavailable that day because I'm in jail. And it generates a letter for you.
Well, how would you be in jail and have access to chat?
Good question. I'm sure somebody out there has the answer. I don't. Okay, let me give you some more numbers.
Let's go.
All right. We talk about ChatGPT all the time. Grok 4 was recently launched. Okay, Grok 4 is a competitor to ChatGPT, but this is some important information. After the launch, revenue jumped overnight from $99,000 a day to $419,000 a day. This is not profit, this is revenue, but that's over 4x. Downloads spiked 279%. from 52,000 downloads to 197,000 downloads within days of launch. Okay, this is huge growth, guys. We are talking about exponential growth. And Grok is still very tiny when compared to the big players, but the growth rate is insane. Okay, when you look at these things, this is absolutely amazing how people are able to take this out there. And to put this into context, OpenAI is one of the biggest ones. They are bringing in, okay, Greg, get ready for this.
I'm waiting.
$27 million a day of revenue.
I'm sorry, how much?
$27 million a day, or roughly $10 billion annually.
Well, they're broke essentially then, right?
Yeah. Okay. To compare it, and Google doesn't break the numbers out. Their AI revenue is bundled in with Google One subscriptions, but it's estimated they are bringing in 3 to 5 million a day, and Anthropic averages about 11 million a day. So, if we just talk about these three companies, you're roughly 10, 14, 16 billion dollars a year. It's a lot of revenue.
It's a lot of money.
And that's, Craig, that starts with you and I paying $20 a month.
And you know what? And the thing is that I didn't want to do it, but I did it. And now that I have done it, I have to tell you, it's one of the best things I've ever done. $20. I mean, that's like a Starbucks bill on a Monday.
Yeah.
Which I actually don't go to Starbucks, but anyways, you know the analogy.
I totally know. So now, Greg, what if I told you that there's a $34 billion secret that is set to completely reshape the real estate landscape?
Is that going to go into my account?
That is not going to go into your account. But this is a revolution, and it's happening now. It's not making headlines. It's not as exciting, but it's there.
Tell me, what is it?
It's not far off. It's happening right now, and it's a massive wave of AI intelligence that is fundamentally altering what would be the DNA of the world's oldest industry, real estate. For most people, buyers, sellers, even most agents, this change is completely invisible. Okay. They feel the effects, but they don't see the source. For the savvy few, and I'm glad you're watching this show and listening carefully, who know what's coming, who understand how to use this new AI tools, it's creating the opportunity of a lifetime. Okay, AI is going to fundamentally change our business. And we have said this before, and I'm going to tell you again, AI is not going to replace you as a realtor, Greg. It's going to replace the Gregs that don't use AI with the ones who do.
So I'm going to cut you off here really quickly because I'm so curious about this. So Chat GTP, we all are using at this point at some level, doesn't matter paid or unpaid. Are you telling me that there are different programs out there that can do better than chat, and how would they enhance it? Because when it comes down to the $34 billion secret, that's a lot of zeros, and I would really like to understand how to tap into just maybe a quarter of that.
So a lot of this is about efficiency, right? If we could make you more efficient at doing the things that you're doing, you would save money. And that money is going to add up.
Let's talk about being more efficient. How does that add up?
Well, okay. So I would argue that the old way of real estate, the old way, is broken.
The air quotes.
Yeah, the air quotes. Wish I had an air guitar. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. We have to be brutally honest about what's out there today and what's been there for generations. Buying and selling a home has been a cornerstone for most people. Okay. People do this every day, but it's often very flawed, very stressful, and it's inefficient. The amount of paper that we have to push to get these listings on the market and sold is huge. Okay, the system is riddled with pain points. It's a relic. A lot of it is pre-digital. Okay, and it's trying to catch up. Okay, from a buyer's perspective. All right, what does that journey usually look like, Greg? Starts with a dream. I want to own a home. Not the I have a dream, but I want to own a home. Okay.
We're not going to mock that.
It's an idea about a new life space, but that dream becomes grueling, demoralizing. You're searching Zillow, you're searching Redfin, you're getting outbid, you're trying to figure this out, and you are mindlessly scrolling through Zillow and Realtor.com. Okay. If you are looking to buy a home, you're not using TikTok. You're going through Zillow. Okay. If you're in a small market, you're looking at the same 10 homes. Okay. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. What you're searching on is super, super basic, right? You can't search on the personality of the home. Okay.
Maybe I want you to break down personality of the home.
Okay. This one's easy. Greg, wouldn't it be nice if you're just starting out your family and you could search for, I want a home with a kitchen that gets morning sun, or a neighborhood with a real sense of community, or a layout that won't make me claustrophobic when I'm working from home?
Okay, now you have my attention.
Okay. Or, because this is a lot of people, find me a home that's going to make aging in place possible. Okay. That's a lot of clients, right? Instead, how do you do your search? 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, photos, charming, cozy, must see. These words, they're meaningless, right? You see must see on 50 different listings. I don't want to see any of them. Okay. So what do you have to do next to get that morning sun? You got to schedule your entire weekend between 1 and 4, and you've got to be at your open houses so that you can walk in, so that you can cram as many as you can. Now, I live in San Jose, and there might be 40 homes that a buyer wants to see. Okay. Let me tell you, after 40 homes, it's exhausting. You walk through these things and it's just over and over. Okay. Now you've starting to find stuff that you like. You're getting disappointed here and there. You're finding a few. Now you have to be anxious about the market. Hey, I didn't really like that home, but maybe I should be buying right now. Are rates going to spike? Are they going to drop? Okay. Is the neighborhood trending up or down? Okay. You know, from your family stuff, Greg, that there are already tools that can tell us these trends, where things are going, what's going to sell. But at some point, you also have to come down to gut instinct. And I have a great story for you, Greg. I know you're going to love this. One of my wife's friends just bought a house in, I want to say it's like Modesto or something. It's way out in the middle. Central Valley. And it's hot and it's dry, but it's where she could afford to move. It also happens to be where her daughter is going to college, and she thought, I can buy a house out there and save money on the dorm. Okay. Greg, she didn't read the disclosures.
I'm sorry, say it again.
She didn't read the disclosures.
Oh, baby Moses, Jesus. Why not?
Okay. And she spent, because they were long.
Well, that's a disclosure. That's the point.
Well, and here's the best part. This is the part I love. And it's because the real estate agent she was working with is a blood relation and brand new to the business.
Oh, sweet Moses.
Okay. This gets better. Wait, it gets better.
The advice was don't worry about it. It's okay.
Sure. Take care of it. What it also tells me is the agent didn't read the disclosures, but okay, it gets better. Wow. So she says she spent about an hour total at this house. 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a little tiny backyard and an 8-foot concrete-like fence around the back. Okay. 8 foot, 7 foot, maybe it's 7 foot. All right, so she buys the house. Boom. She's moving from Silicon Valley. She's going out to Central Valley. She gets in, she puts her upstairs bedroom in, and holy crud, Greg, the house is shaking.
What do you mean?
And it's getting really loud, Greg. She can't hear a damn thing over the noise.
Train.
Of the commuter train.
Train.
Going by right behind the wall. So one of the disclosures was, we hear the train a few times a day. She didn't read it. Okay, they didn't say you feel the train. They said that you hear it. It goes by 8 times in the morning and 8 times at night.
What? 8 times in the morning, 8 times at night?
Yeah, it's a commuter train, so it starts at 5.
Oh my God, this is the point. And I'm reading a text from somebody right now, and I apologize for that. But here's the thing: when you're a real estate agent, and you're amazing real estate agents, all of you, you've got to read those disclosures. Doesn't matter how long it is, because if you got, this is not going to be 8, but it's going to be 8 and 8, AM and PM. That's kind of a thing you might want to tell the buyer. Now, what are her feelings about that?
Well, the agent did help her. The agent said, get a fountain.
They're what?
Get a fountain. Because apparently the sound of water.
They're a fountain?
Drowns out the sounds of other things. All right, so you guys all get a good laugh out of that. Let's go back to this. So you're the buyer. You finally decided that you want to make the single largest financial decision of your life. Now, I'm not talking about institutional investors. I'm talking about buyers like, true homeowners that get out there and they're looking for their first home or their second or the third. And now they are absolutely overwhelmed with disclosures and HOA docs and all of these things. And what I find is that most people just get drowned out. And like my wife's friend, they ignore reading what they should be reading. And this isn't any better for sellers, right? It's absolutely not. Their home is a huge asset, and the pressure to get it right is huge. Okay, what is my home worth? If I price it too high, it sits on too low. If I price it or too long, if I price it too low, then I lose money.
But there's a argument there. So there's 3 ways of marketing a property, right? And pricing, below market, market price, above market. Which one do you want to do? So which one do you think they pick?
Greg, we're talking about the fear, right? This isn't about the reality. This is about the fear that sellers face, right?
And you face it, and I faced it when I sold my house, one of my properties, and I priced it at a certain price, and I dropped it down to another price. Sorry for the cough. But I got my property sold, and it was sold for the highest possible price in that development, because I didn't look at what everybody else was doing. I looked at what the market was doing.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that the pricing it truly is right place, right time, right property.
That's
right.
Okay.
So you've got to be in the right time. You've got to have the right buyer.
That was very good. Say that again.
Right time, right place, right property.
Okay. Good. Okay. I like that.
Okay. It's got to be in the right city. It's got to be in a good location. It's got to be the right. And what you really need is the right buyer, right? You've got to get somebody that's going to step up and do this. And, when you're a seller, you're often at the mercy of a single agent's opinion. In Greg's case, it was probably his own opinion based on a few recent sales in the market and a method that feels as much like art as it does science, right? I think when you're pricing a home, it's a lot of both. Okay, now you're the homeowner. What comes next? The parade of strangers coming through your house, picking it apart. Okay, this was your sanctuary, Greg. This was the place you wanted to be most. And now people are picking it apart. You have to keep it perfectly clean. You've got to pack up your family. You've got to move your pets out and vanish for hours so that people can come in and pick through your home. And with the advanced home security and home automation, sometimes you can even see it going down live where they're saying,
that's the problem.
Greg, I don't like the color that you painted your house, and your choice of tile is shit. And these towels, dude, do some laundry.
So
All those
the
things come
funny
out.
part about that is that my parents are selling our family home here in Alamo, and my mom was so ticked off that she had to go and repaint most of the rooms because she loves colors, right? Like really loves colors. And so we had to go everything beige, like everything white. And then it wasn't the correct white. And then we had to go back and do it again. It's a very interesting experience to go through when you sell or buy a property. But I cut you off, so I will
Okay.
I will shut up.
So we've talked about the buyers and the sellers, and we're still talking about this $34 billion opportunity. But let's talk about the agents, the professionals in the
Let's
middle
talk
of
about
this. They have to navigate through this broken system, right? They're constrained by what's there. They're going through this grind every day, right? They're prospecting, they're cold calling, they're sending mailers, they're trying to find leads, they're handing out business cards or they're throwing them away. And what are they seeing? Disinterested people, their documents in the trash, and they're playing a numbers game against everybody else. When they do finally land a client,
let me interject here very, very quickly. Just as somebody who's done over 1 million cold calls and have done 500,000 or 600,000 door knocks, I feel that. Like I literally have the Keller Williams book with earmarks everywhere about how to do stuff on my desk. Michael, I would like to get your opinion on this. Um, when it comes to because you've been in the business for a long time. You've been my tech guy for 20 plus years, and you've seen people go in and out of the industry. What do you think is the biggest issue when it comes to people not producing the way they want to produce, high tech or low tech?
so I think the number one biggest problem that most agents have is they don't create a system that empowers them for success.
I love that.
And that system is a schedule, right? It's, 1 million cold calls. You've scheduled time to do cold calling. That is your job. You treat it like a job. And it's funny, every time I hear you say that, Greg, have you seen the movie Burnt?
Oh yeah, love that movie.
I think I would rather be peeling or shucking oysters than doing 1 million cold calls. But I think that's part of it. And that's part of what I'm saying is when we talk about this opportunity, that's only the first part.
Okay, let's go back to Burnt really quickly. Let's
Yeah.
go back to Burnt. Isn't that the definition of lead generation? So if you're at a
Shuck an oyster?
if you're at a restaurant and you're making a meal, right? You have to shuck the oyster, which by the way is very interesting. And by the way, wear gloves because that shit can get really, you can cut your hands on that. Isn't that business?
I think that is a part of it, but I think that movie translates to our industry very well. And
I agree.
what that movie is about is an absolute 100% chase for perfection.
Well,
Do the same thing over and over and over until it is perfect. And I loved at one point where he's chasing the Michelin star, and he says, you know, originally it was, this is about me, and at the end it was, we do what we do, right? You have a process. There are so many agents in this industry that think there are shortcuts or some fast get rich quick scheme. I see them every day, right?
I
People
do
come to
too.
me, how do I get rich quick? Okay, you
You work
can't.
your ass off is what you do.
Yeah. You know, it's real estate is an industry where people that work hard and work correctly get results. It may take a little while, but you will get results.
But Michael, I have to ask you a question.
Yep.
How long do I have to work? And
Forever.
how hard do I have to work?
As hard as you can.
What does that mean?
So, for the people, if you're wondering how hard real estate is, and unfortunately, I think most of our audience is realtors, so you already know how hard it is. But it means you have to be a project manager. It means you have to be a negotiator. You have to be involved in logistics. You have to be an administrative schedule. You've got to put all these things together, and you've got to do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for the rest of your life.
So what's a $34 billion
Okay.
secret so people
So
can make that happen
we,
and go live their best life?
we've talked about the old way.
Yes.
So what exactly is this revolution, right?
Air quotes.
It's not a single thing, Greg. It's a seismic shift in how we are going to power the things that help this industry along. It comes from a Morgan Stanley projection that the value of AI could be unlocked by 2030 through massive efficiency gains, reduced costs, and data-driven opportunities.
Describe that to me, please.
Okay, think of it as a financial measure of solving all these problems we just talked about. It's the value of eliminating wasted time. Okay. What's your brother's company's name? Can we talk about it?
He doesn't own it anymore. He sold it, but it was likely AI.
Likely AI. Okay. So there's a great example. What if out of those million people, you could just call the ones that were likely to sell their home?
That's exactly the point of the product. Yes.
Okay. Imagine how much money you would save over time. Okay.
Well,
imagine if you were doing mailings and you're only mailing letters to the homes that you think are going to sell within the next 12 months.
So I had my ex-girlfriend. We would get mail all the time from agents, right? And I would ask her, I say, okay, so what do you think about this? Garbage. It was literally 2 seconds and it was gone. But when I bought I call it the beast. It's my land beast. It's a Jeep SRT 8 Jeep, and that thing eats pavement for a living.
Yeah, it eats fuel.
Huh?
It eats fuel and it spits out.
I have 12.1 miles per gallon. Thank you very much. Yes, but when I bought it, I didn't need a flyer. I just had a desire for it. And when I went onto the lot, the guy, the cheesiest line you can ever have heard on any salesperson's mouth, goes, it's not miles per gallon, it's smiles per gallon. And I'm like,
Jesus.
Exactly my point. But you know what? I bought the car the next day, put $15,000 down, bought the car, and have never looked back ever since. Because when I fired that damn thing up, I have two giant German shepherds, and when I hit the the button that gets it going remotely, they both run into the car because they know what's going to happen. And that's kind of a mentality that could be used in sales for real estate in this regard, to the fact that if you're good at what you do, if you're great at what you do, and you do the remote start, aka fire up a pre-marketing package, you fire up a video campaign, you do something to get into that $34 billion segment of life, you're going to attract things around the world to come buy your product or come hang out with you, whatever you're selling.
Yep.
But I digress. My deepest
Okay.
apologies.
So let's break this down into 3 pillars of how this is going to work for people. First is automation, right? Because we're talking about saving money, and part of, every dollar that you save is a dollar that you make, right? So when we talk about automation, this is really straightforward. Okay, AI now handles the repetitive, time-consuming tasks that have bogged down real estate for decades. Imagine if you could create a property listing that you've put in there with a description, marketing materials, a video, social media campaign, and all of that stuff. AI can now do that for you. It can analyze a property's features and instantly generate multiple compelling SEO optimized descriptions. Using some of the tools out there, we could then turn that using I can't even say it, Synthesia or another AI generated video tool, and you can create videos that you can then tag and put on social media.
Shut up. Seriously?
Workflows are here. People just aren't using them. It's still a little too hard for most people.
Okay, walk me back through that really quickly. So I'm a layman. Okay. Now I'm not saying that derogatory in any way. So I'm a first year real estate agent, right?
Yep.
And you're my advisor, my tech guy, my helpful individual.
I'm your future.
What?
I'm your future. Okay, your future is, Greg, you're a first-time agent. You're going to go out there. You're going to tell me that this home has 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, blah, 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 blah. You're going to share a couple of pictures, and I am going to analyze. I'm your AI agent. I'm going to analyze that data. Okay, in addition to that data, you've told me that the address is 123 Happy Lane, and I can see that 123 Happy Lane was built in 1955. It's been sold 7 times, and that there are facts on the MLS and on the internet and through public records that I can get that show me the history of that property. So now I have your current information and the historical information, and I can begin writing a description and preparing marketing materials around that property. I know where the property is. I know what the key features of the neighborhood is. I know what stores are around you. I know what the walkability is. I know how many homes have sold around you and how many are active. And I also know what the likelihood that your competition is going to sell. And I am going to help you create that information so that it's ready for you to put it up on the MLS with a description. It's ready for you to put it on a single property website. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have a single property website? I know HTML and how to create you a single property website. I have a link to GoDaddy. Here's the 3 domain names I think you should get. In the landing page, I'm going to have any inquiries sent to your email address. You are going to have your client prepare the disclosures. I'm going to give links where people can put their information in to get access to the disclosures. While I'm doing that, I am going to use AI and modern technology to create you videos. Greg, I know you don't really like doing videos as a first-time agent, so I am going to create an AI robot, and I am going to have that person that looks real, sounds real, and you can't tell the difference between that and a real person. I'm going to have them create 5 videos for you. 2 of them are going to be YouTube. They're going to be formatted wide so that you can add them to the single property website that I'm posting for you. And then the other 3 are going to be social media. I want you to put 1 on Instagram. I want you to put 1 on TikTok, and I want you to put 1 on Facebook. Oh, wait a minute. I'm AI. Greg, you gave me access to all of those tools. I'm going to do this part for you. Boom. Oh, did I mention that these are all SEO optimized descriptions? The copy is ready to go for print. Sorry, I'm AI. I can send it over to my buddy at Minuteman Press, and he can print them for you if you'd like. But I'd like you to take a look and make sure that you verify this information, because it is true that sometimes, even as smart as I am, AI makes mistakes, but we're getting better. Okay. This isn't about replacing you, Greg. What you're doing now is you're getting rid of the stuff you didn't want to do anyway. Boom.
I literally have my mouth hanging out right now. And purely because I've known you for a long freaking time, and I've never heard you go on a rant like that with just dropping bombs.
This is the future.
And it's insanely awesome. And here's the reason why I say this. I've been in the business for 26 years, 27 years, right? And Michael's been in the business same amount of time, if not more. It was not like this before this. And for you young bloods that are out there, what Michael just said to you, I swear to sweet Moses Jesus, you guys pay attention to, because it will change your life.
And if you use these tools, it's going to give you access to that $34 billion. Okay, Greg knows I love to get out of here in 40 minutes, so we're going to keep going here. Okay, the second pillar is what we've already talked about. Okay, we're talking about 3 pillars. The first is automation. The second is data-driven insights. Okay, let the data tell you who is going to move. Okay, and it's funny. People ask me, like, how does it know? Well, if your neighbor dies, they're probably going to move.
Okay. That's very, very true.
That's one example. If your neighbor is behind on their taxes, they're probably going to move soon.
A lot of people are behind on their taxes.
Okay. If your neighbor is behind on their mortgage.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a really good question, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Can we search people back on their taxes?
You could search anything that is public record. So if you go through, anything that hits the public record, yes, you can see that. Property taxes, those come up, right? Because eventually they're liens. Anything that is a lien, you can search through, and you have access to that data. Another thing, historical price trends. If stuff starts to pop, people look at moving. Zoning changes. Okay, we've got a neighborhood down by Cupertino that's about to get a new Costco in kind of the heart of the neighborhood, and everybody's belly aching. Some of those people are going to move.
Why?
Okay.
Costco's awesome.
Yeah, but do you want one right next door?
Yeah, I do, because they have $1.50 hot dogs.
It's because you're not old enough. Okay, we are in a NIMBY generation.
Well, okay, NIMBY. Not in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
By the way, that's what it stands for.
Not in my backyard. All right. So the third and maybe the most exciting pillar of what's coming out with AI is the personalization at scale. And this is what transforms the experience for the buyer and the seller. For a buyer, this means property recommendations that go beyond simple filters to understand really what they need, what they want. For the seller, it means a marketing strategy that doesn't just rely on an email blast and, some postcards and a few signs in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This allows agents to successfully, and for lack of a better word, surgically target the small pool of buyers that might fall in love with your specific home. You take these 3 pillars, okay, automation, data-driven insights, and personalization, and all of a sudden, you have a way to save time, energy, money, and most importantly, you're going to make this a better experience for everyone. Okay, so let's make this real, Greg, because I know you like to make it real.
Oh, of course I do.
How does this revolution actually change things for a home buyer? Let's forget the abstract concepts, and follow a hypothetical buyer. Call him Alex. In the old world, Alex is overwhelmed. He's a young professional. He's looking for his first home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His journey starts with that endless, frustrating scrolling where every home that technically meets his criteria still feels completely wrong. Womp, womp. Okay. Now let's put Alex in the new AI powered world. His experience is completely different. Starts with a new kind of property search, and instead of just clicking filters, Alex talks to a conversational AI. Hi. Okay. Like a human assistant, he can say, show me modern 2-bedroom condos under $500,000 in the downtown area with a dedicated home office space, great natural light in the afternoon, and within a 10-minute walk of a coffee shop, any coffee shop, and any gym. Wouldn't this be cool? This is here today, guys. The AI understands intent. Okay.
That's the real important part we just said. It understands intent.
Yep.
That is a powerful phrase right there.
Yeah.
Because I never really even thought about that, but I mean,
okay. So let me keep going. Understands intent. It analyzes the photos and looks for what are typically considered modern aesthetics. Okay, it cross-references maps for walk times and even checks window orientation for afternoon light. Suddenly, instead of 200 generic listings, Alex gets a curated list of 7 properties that actually fit his life. Okay, because what's likely to happen is if AI hadn't gotten involved, those 7 would have blended into the 200 and Alex would have just continued to get frustrated. But it goes deeper. The platform sees Alex lingering on photos of kitchens with gas stoves. The AI learns his unspoken preferences. The next time he logs in, it proactively suggests a new listing. Hey, Alex, a new property just hit the market. It has a gas range you seem to like. It's slightly over budget, but our predictive model suggests the seller is highly motivated and may accept a lower offer. It's not womp womp anymore. Next, Alex wants to see a few places. Instead of driving all over town, he uses an AI-enhanced virtual tour. It's an immersive 3D model. You put on these little glasses. Boom, boom. Try not to run into the walls.
Ones,
you can do it with the Google. You can do it with Apple. And he can walk through these properties.
You know, you and I have joked about this for 20 years. Like, if you could just give a buyer like a pair of goggles and like upload files to their system, whatever that would look like, and they can just walk through the property, you know, heads up, down, back, around, you know, the whole bananas. But is that really honestly walking through a property?
Well, wait, Greg.
Tell me more.
Okay, here's the magic. This tour is dynamic. So if you think about that, Alex is doing this boom, boom, 3D model, and he hears a voice. And the voice says, Alex, we know you love to cook. This island is made of durable quartz. He moves to the spare bedroom, and the AI uses augmented reality to show him exactly how his desk, the desk he owns, would fit into that room.
Get the blank out of here.
He's already scanned some of his furniture that he knows he wants to keep, and it's going to show him how his home office is going to look.
Shut up.
He can truly experience this without ever leaving his own apartment.
Okay, so let me get this straight. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this because this is very interesting. So you're telling me I like hardwood floors. Mm-hmm. I like light colored walls. I like granite countertops with, I'm just going to say,
Greg, you're doing the easy stuff.
In my mind.
You're doing the easy ones. Those have been here.
Okay, so you walk me through a difficult one.
Here's the difficult one, Greg. We now have the ability using even products like Snap, where you can go through a home and you can say, show me this home with IKEA furniture.
Oh my
It's going to
God.
go in there. You
Can
can
you pick
say,
like Target furniture? Can you
you
pick
could say
anything?
Target, any mainstream
Get
product can be
out
put
of
in there.
here.
But that's not it, Greg. Imagine if the first thing I did was have you walk through your own home and video your furniture. Okay. Now
Okay.
I have the ability to figure out how big that is. I could probably figure out where you bought it. And I could
That's
say,
what
hey,
she
Greg,
said.
wouldn't your couch look great in this room? Check it out. You see your couch appear. Okay.
No.
So now Alex has narrowed it down to 2 properties. How does he choose? How does he know what to get, Greg? This is where the AI becomes a market oracle.
Tell me more.
He uses an AI analytical tool, maybe one from a company like House Canary. House Canary will do this. Property
What
A,
is House Canary?
it's a tool that helps you analyze property data. Okay, for property A, the AI analyzes sales data, but also upcoming.
First off, you can't just breeze over these names without giving a definition, because myself, I'm confused. I'm assuming other people are confused. So House Canary,
But they want to know what happens to Alex.
Oh, we're going to get to Alex in half a second.
Okay,
but these different apps are essential.
So House Canary is designed to, it's the smarter real estate decisions is how they define it, right? So they combine property data, CMA values, market forecasts, and AI-driven analytics to give you insights on that property.
What?
So it's going to help you define which is more likely to make you money in the long run.
You gotta be.
Check it out. We'll talk about House Canary at another one. We're already at 47 minutes. Want to get through?
I know.
Alex,
this is important content.
So now, using House Canary, he's got AI analytics, sales data, upcoming city projects, demographic shifts, forecasting, solid appreciation over the next 5 years. For property B, the AI flags a recent spike in similar listings in the building and a slight downward trend in nearby rental prices, forecasting more conservative growth. Suddenly, Alex is empowered. He's no longer making a $500,000 decision on a gut feeling. He's making an informed investment decision based on a level of data analysis once impossible.
No way.
Bum, bum, bum.
I am going to dive so deep on that. That is so cool. What's the next one?
Well, Alex just bought his home. He put in an offer. Now there's stuff that he could do. Okay, and we're 50 minutes in, so we're going to draw this one to a close.
And 9 seconds in, but yes.
Okay, because we could also talk about the seller.
Let's talk about the seller.
Okay, we're going to go through this quick. Okay, Maria and David are selling their home. They've lived there for 15 years. Their biggest fear is getting the price wrong and leaving their hard-earned equity on the table. Now, in my neighborhood, Greg, I often laugh when people worry about $25,000 or $50,000 because we're all selling multi-million-dollar homes. Mm-hmm. But in some markets where it's a $300,000 sale, a $7,000 difference is a big deal. Okay. So the agent has used a sophisticated tool to help Maria and David.
Don't tell me it's Zillow.
Automate. Okay. No, we're talking about the future, buddy. This is not Zillow. This isn't just a basic online estimate. Okay. These increasingly powerful tools analyze a vast data set, property records, building permits, what shows their kitchen remodel, high resolution satellite imagery. They can see the roof. They can use real-time buyer activity. It doesn't just give them a price. It runs simulations. If you list here, our model predicts 90% chance of selling in 14 days. If you list 3% higher, that drops to 60%. Pricing is no longer a guess. It's a strategic choice based on modeling. Okay. And for those of you in the audience, I did write all this down. So I had this kind of script here. So I am reading a lot of this. But now let's talk about finding a buyer. The old way is spray and pray, right? Let's just throw this stuff out there. I'm going to email. I'm going to put signs. I'm going to do open houses. Do you want another EDDM postcard? Probably not. But here we go. An AI platform builds a profile of the perfect buyer. It knows their house has a big fenced-in yard and is in a top school district. It then finds people in the region who have been searching for those features, maybe even people who have recently visited websites for pet adoption agencies. It then launches a hyper-targeted digital ad campaign that speaks directly to them. The inquiries come in, but the agent isn't chained to their phone. An AI chatbot on the listing website handles many of the initial questions. What are the property taxes? Chatbot's got it. Can we schedule a showing? Absolutely. Chatbot's got it. The chatbot answers instantly and syncs with the agent's calendar to book these viewings so that the agent doesn't have to. Okay, here's the next best part, guys.
Oh, there's more?
If you are multilingual or have the ability to work multilingual, chatbots don't care what language you're working in. Your client wants to work in Chinese, the chatbot is going to respond to them in Chinese because that's how their keyboard is set up. Okay, one of the bedrooms is empty in this house. Looks drab. Instead of spending thousands on physical staging, the agent uses virtual staging. And if you are not using Box Brownie and Chat, or Snap, you do it yourself. Box Brownie, you get a professional involved, upload your photos, and AI generates photorealistic versions, a nursery, a home office, a workout room, so that you don't have to stage Michael off.
But I have to tell you, I've used Box Brownie for a long period of time, and it is insanely good. Yeah. Insanely good. So back to you, Michael.
It's a game changer. Okay. So by using AI at every step, Maria and David don't just sell their home. They sell it faster, less stressful, and for a higher price. Now, this really plays into markets. Here in California, it is extremely common to stage. Like everybody does it. And if you don't, you're the odd man out. You go to Florence, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, any of those places, they don't stage. A lot of the houses are just empty. Okay, why not do virtual staging?
It costs about $35 per photo. Yeah. So it's incredibly affordable to do this. And then you take the, before and the after photo, and you put them next to each other so people can see how things can fit. So yes, Michael, I agree with you. I think this is amazing content.
Okay, so this is all AI. We've talked about it. Is it going to replace agents?
No.
Okay, but it's crucial that agents start using AI. Your role's not disappearing, it's evolving. Okay,
that's actually very good commentary right there, because I remember back in the day when Zillow was just coming out, and I was at an open house with my father, and I just got in the business. It's like 25 years ago, and agents surrounded him, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are we gonna lose our jobs?" He's like, "No. You're not going to lose your jobs. It's going to enhance your jobs," per exactly what you just said.
No, and I wish he was watching. I know he's probably not, but I can remember flying to Hawaii with Greg Macris, who I think he has retired. No, he's an EVP for Coldwell Banker, and he used to be one of the owners of Contempo Real Estate here in the Bay Area. And he flew us out to Hawaii, and we listened to this guy talk about how moving away from the books and the dumb terminals that real estate agents used to use to computers was like the lions coming over the hill to slaughter the lambs. Right, that this advancing technology was going to kill off all the real estate agents and they wouldn't need us. Okay, that was in
1905?
1990, 1991.
1905?
Yeah, feels that way, doesn't it? And I wish I'm trying to get my office reset up. I will pull out a book for someone that's never seen them. But I can remember also, and she won't be watching this either, Debbie Townsend, who I think is now up in Oregon or Washington, told me it would be,
I know Debbie Townsend.
yeah, it would be a cold day in hell before I could pry a real estate book out of her hands.
So does that mean she's writing them or reading them?
Reading them. We had dumb terminals, and you would do a search on the dumb terminal, and it would print out a listing, and then you would take that listing, and because it's on thermal paper, you'd hold it down on the copier and it would copy.
Oh my God. I remember those.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't.
Dude, so dumb story, and then we'll end the show because I know we're running high on time here.
Yep.
When I first got into business, there was only fax machines, and it was that paper that shit just dissolves away over time on that stuff. And I'm like, Dad, we're getting an offer on the property, and it's coming through the fax. And he's like, yeah, that's fantastic. Leave it there. And I'm like, why are you not excited? Like, it's gonna go away. Like, get over here.
Dude,
but life has shifted so hard.
I got a better one for you, Greg.
Oh, tell me more.
For those of you that don't remember thermal printers, they basically burned onto this photosensitive paper. And I can remember we had an agent that came in, brand new agent. He was super excited. He had somebody that he was going to go tour. And he had like 10 of these pages, and he printed them out, and he went to the first one and he threw the rest of them on the dash.
What?
So, he had 10 properties. So he just put them up on the dashboard of his car.
Oh, it's going to go away so fast.
So here's what happens when these things are exposed to heat and light. They turn black. So
they did.
The remaining 9, he was like, and he came back. His client was pissed off. It was like 40 minutes from the office. But anyway, Greg, let's wrap this up. It is now 57 minutes into this, and this has been joyful. We have talked about AI automation, and we have talked about what is coming and how you are going to take advantage of this revolution. And what it's going to be about is about you focusing on the future and starting to use these tools. Go look.
Okay, well, that's weird. Apparently, we just lost connection there. But Dennis, let's talk with you really quickly before we get off this thing. I don't know where the heck Michael went, but we'll be getting back. Just blocked me from. Okay, I don't know why that took place. Any Hoosers, guys, I love you. I think you're amazing. Hope you guys have a blessed and powerful day. And you know what? Go out there and make somebody else's day amazing. Thanks for watching. Until then, boom. Peace. Love you guys. Bye.